So far, we've been discussing leadership strategies that create strong workplace environments, help employees thrive, and build cohesive, effective teams. But the work of a leader begins before an employee becomes an employee. As a leader, you will most likely find yourself in the position of having to hire. Today's episode is going to be a little longer than the others because I have a lot to say on this topic after a decade of researching what different hiring practices look like on the ground and the impact that they have on real people. Maybe the first and best rule of hiring is this: remember what it was like to be the applicant. In many cases, they are vulnerable. They are scared. Maybe they don't have money to feed their families this month. Maybe they've lost their health insurance, which I can tell you from personal experience is without a doubt the worst part of being unemployed in the United States. Don't waste their time. Don't ghost them. Don't string them along. Be honest with them. If you don't want them, tell them. If they got past one interview round with you, they deserve feedback on why they weren't hired, and give them real, genuine feedback. Saying that you're looking for a candidate who aligns more closely with the role is useless, uninformative, and insulting to the time the candidate gave you. What skill were they missing? What did they not bring that you were looking for? Be specific. They're adults. They can take it. In addition to those necessary behaviors, to make the experience the best it can be for candidates, you will, of course, want to also take actions to ensure that you hire the best person for the job. Some of what I'm about to say might seem obvious, but in reality, most companies don't do these, or they don't do them well. First, make sure your job description is really focused on the skills you need, not attributes that you think you need, but mostly just reflect preconceived notions. As an example, many, if not most, job descriptions require in-industry experience. But how often is that really necessary? When I interviewed employees about their job experiences, the differences between industries were minimal. In fact, whatever was unique to that industry was typically identifiable in less than a week of research. Consider that before you turn aside a candidate just because they didn't work in an exact carbon copy of your company before. Next, ensure that as many people as possible see your job description. The usual job boards are important, but consider how you can leverage other routes to disseminate the job. Professional networks, entities your ERG leaders are connected to, and more. The people most likely to see your job description, if you don't put in effort to spread out your sources, are only those already connected to existing employees. You'll never get the unique perspectives that complement and add to what your company already offers that way. When you're conducting interviews, you should, of course, include interviewers whose perspectives on the role are important, but also make sure that they're not a homogeneous group. If your interviewers are too similar to one another, you risk bias leading to candidates being excluded just because they're different, not because they're unqualified. Remember that a business is most innovative when the people who work there understand personally the challenges their customers face. All of their customers. If you decide to include a test or assessment, be sure it truly does map on to what is explicitly needed in the role. If you're looking for a researcher, one possibility is to test them on their ability to interpret data or communicate theories. If you're looking for an artist, you should probably just ask for their existing portfolio, but you could also test them on creating a specific logo or image that is similar to what they would do in the role. But do not put them through exercises that bear little resemblance to anything they would actually do. Whatever you think you're assessing, I assure you, you are not. And for the love of all that is good, do not give them the Myers-Briggs test, which belongs in an issue of Cosmopolitan, not in a job application. Also, be sure you're not exploiting your candidates for free labor. If someone is creating an actual work product or strategy that you might go on to use, they should be paid for it. And a test like these, for a job, let's remember, the person doesn't have yet, should not take more than a few hours of a person's time, if that. They don't work for you yet. Don't treat them like they do. That's my first batch of thoughts on this topic. No promises I won't come back to it later. There is a lot to say and so much to learn. Next week, we'll go into best first steps when the person is hired, what a good onboarding process looks like. See you then.